Knocks ratings are absolutely through the roof right now with the Texans, and one of the stars is Bob McNair, the owner of the team, and he took a shot at New England on Houston Sports Radio 610, saying this: Brady and the Patriots were going to cooperate fully, and then when it came down to it, they didn't. If it was J.J. Watt, I think he would have been cooperative. And it wouldn't be a question. I don't think J.J. would destroy his cell phone. In the minds of somebody in that organization, they thought it was important. They thought it would give them a competitive advantage, and that is why they did it. So McNair is saying J.J. Watt wouldn't have broken his phone. Nelly, you have a problem with this?
Okay, listen. I don't think one has to do with the other.
Okay.
Breaking your phone, I don't think, and this is just my philosophy because I'm a little deeper on breaking your phone.
Okay.
Cooperating, I agree too. You know, I feel like, you know, Brady could have been a little bit more cooperative at the time, but I don't think that has to do with breaking the phone here. And I say that because, first of all, J.J. Watt is not married, as far as I understand. Okay. And excuse me, because I'm going to go this way with this. I don't know if he's engaged. I don't know his status relationship. And I say that to say any guy in a relationship, or especially a young guy like this.
What are you trying to say here?
Breaking your phone has always crossed your mind in some type of relationship. Okay. One or the other.
Looking forward to my future.
So, yeah, you know, but I don't think he would have a reason to break his phone. You see what I'm saying? I don't think he has a reason to break his phone. I don't know what that has to do with this, saying that he doesn't. And I could be a little bit more off the subject on that, but I think that's just a psychological thing. I mean, Brady's married, man. Breaking his phone is always in the back of your mind somewhere. Somewhere it's a drastic measure. You see? But I think it was a cheap shot. I think it definitely was a cheap shot because, you know, and I think it was a little bit, just a tad bit classless.
Okay, I'll buy that.
Just a tad bit. Just a tad bit. I respect McNair. I respect McNair to the utmost. So let me first by say that. But I do think it was a tad bit classless on that end.
Maybe no need
breaking the phone.
To go there.
Just stick with the cooperating.
Yep.
Saying the breaking of the phone.
The operative word was destroyed. He destroyed his phone.
I hate that because I just picture him running over a truck over a cell phone.
Jumping on it. Yeah, right. Okay. I was offended by this comment, and we're going to get into this in just a moment here, but I do believe something's operating with Hard Knocks and the Texans. The Texans are really getting full of themselves because the cameras are everywhere. They're omnipresent throughout their camp, and they come across like kind of a smaller town team, even though H-Town's not a small town, but they haven't gotten a whole lot of media exposure, especially over the last couple of years, 2-14, 9-7. And they're starting to feel empowered, like they're lighting up for the cameras more and more, and in this case, Mr. McNair was lighting up for the microphone in a radio interview. Feeling full of himself, he's now a star on Hard Knocks, as you said, you prefaced this with, and he reached for our guy, our man, who's the most valuable player in the National Football League, J.J. Watt, and he is the apple of their eye in Houston, man. He is their centerpiece of their franchise.
As he should be.
And he should be, and he's the centerpiece in a lot of ways of Hard Knocks. He's saying that he has higher character than Tom Brady does. That's the inference of that quote. I don't believe that's true, and that's no knock on J.J. Watt's character, but it is a shot at Tom Brady's character, which by all accounts, I know a lot of people who know him, a lot of people who've worked around him. I have never heard a negative word about Tom Brady's character. He is at the top of everybody's list who's been around him in any workplace environment. So remember what happened. Tom Brady was told before he was interrogated by Mr. Wells, before the Wells report, he was told he would not have to surrender his cell phone because the NFLPA, the Players Association, would balk at that. It would have to be approved by the NFLPA, and the NFLPA would laugh at the notion of surrendering your cell phone to the National Football League for this investigation. It's an invasion of your right to privacy. So Brady was under the impression his cell phone doesn't matter, and he did say, and I'm going to buy this. You can laugh at it if you want. But he did say that he regularly changes his cell phone. He doesn't destroy it. He just changes phones because he is a very public person. And, and certainly in New England, he is the star among stars.
And new phones come out.
They do come out, yeah. And so every,
you
I don't know,
upgrade.
every
so
6 months
why did he
or whatever.
destroy this one?
Okay, but destroy, you're using, he just changed. He threw it away or whatever you do.
He changed it.
You turn it, but it's still unclear at what point he did because he never thought it was going to come into play.
Okay.
And I also remind you.
Nice face.
I remind you that the equipment guy, Jastrzemski, they had his cell phone. So whatever text went into his cell phone from Tom Brady's, they had in
the back and forth was there.
They could go. They had no smoking gun. So what good would it have done them to have Tom's cell phone besides Jastrzemski quotes? I don't know. Text to Jastrzemski. I have no idea. So I'm going to defend Tom Brady on this one, and I think Mr. McNair is shooting from a distance from the hip and the lip on this one, and he's a little uninformed about it. That's what I think.
Well, we know one thing. We know you're going to defend Tom Brady.
Okay.
We understand that.
Okay, but I'm right in defending Tom Brady.
Well,
you know what? Somebody's got to defend him. Somebody's got to defend him.
Remains to be seen who's right
for
who's defending who. Now, I agree. Switching phones, everybody switch phones. I switch phones. I understand that point. I understand that valid point. And I also understand the point that Stephen A. made when he said, yo, I'm not giving anybody my cell phone.
He would not.
You know, maybe, you know, maybe, you know, in the back of his mind, he heard L wanted your phone.
Okay.
You know, and maybe Giselle.
Oh, L. Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay. Like, instead of Goodell.
Oh,
I see what you're doing there.
Right, Giselle. I think he heard Giselle and went,
you know.
Oh, Goodell. Oh, why didn't you say so?
Yeah.
You know,
I seriously doubt that, but that's funny.
Right.
That's funny. It's clever.
I mean, you know, I could have went that way. But again, I think his cooperation and him not taking them approaching him very seriously. I just think that both sides probably went too far on this, and now they're both caught out on the limb, and neither one wants to give any way. So, I mean, how this thing made it to court, I would never know.
It's about to go to the next stage, of course.
That's what I'm saying. How this made it to court? Are we serious right now? Like this thing should have been over and done with the same week of
Okay, but you know what's happening?
Super Bowl.
The settlement judge known for bringing both sides to settlements quickly, Judge Berman, New York City, failed to pull each side together for a settlement. So the harder he looks at the case, the more we hear him in open court. He's saying Tom Brady has a strong case against the NFL. And I don't know what he's going to rule, but he's going to give Tom Brady a stay or an injunction so he can play those first 4 games while this goes on to the next level of appellate court.
This judge wouldn't happen to be a Patriots fan.
No, he's not. He's born and raised in New York City, so I find it very hard to believe he has any Patriot love in his body.
Probably New York football giants. Probably a smart man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I just don't see a win on nobody's side for this.
I see Tom Brady winning.
I mean, will he win?
Okay.
I mean, even if he wins this, I don't think it clears his name.
Maybe not in your mind.
Well, that's the point. That's the point. It's public perception at this point.
Okay, so
I think people have already I think people have already made their mind up about this situation.
That's highly possible.
Anyway, that's why I said I think this went too far. I think it's irrelevant.
Okay, so if wherever Nelly is on your tour bus somewhere in Montana or somewhere, I don't know, and you hear Tom Brady has won in court and it's going to cost Roger Goodell his job. In your heart of hearts, your mind of minds, will you still think he cheated?
Well, I still listen.
Yes, you will.
I'm not saying that he cheated, but I definitely think he tried to do what a lot of people do, is gain a competitive edge. You know what I mean? I think everybody, listen, if you're going to say cheating is cheating, then cheating is cheating. There can't be separate levels of cheating. You know what I'm saying? If you're holding, if you're pulling guys every time and you're doing certain things on certain plays that you know if you get caught is illegal, then, I mean, you know, I just think the integrity of the game can't be lost by trying to gain a competitive edge in a sense.
I agree with you if, in fact, he had any knowledge of deflating footballs and he swore under oath to Roger Goodell in the appeals process, he knew nothing about deflating footballs. So you're saying he's lying under oath?
Yeah, does that change your opinion that he'd go this far with it in court?
I mean, listen, I think he died with the lie at this point. You know what I'm saying?
You had some good one-liners.
No, I'm not big on liars, but
seriously.
I live in a country where this happens. People.
Yeah.
This happens.
Okay.
And this is one of those situations to where I think the damage to Brady is done. I think at this point, if he salvages anything, he's fighting to, salvage what he has left. And I think that's the only thing winning does for him. Because I think in the mind of the people that want to believe that he's a cheater, it doesn't change. I think in the mind of someone such as yourself, even if he doesn't win, your opinion doesn't change. You see what I'm saying? So I don't see the win-win. I don't see the win-win at this point. I think it went both far. I mean, I think it went too far, and I think both sides should be ashamed that it got this far.
Okay, the only way I'm going to change my mind is, to quote Judge Berman, if you show me some direct evidence, that was his phrase he used, there's no direct evidence linking Brady to deflating footballs.
Okay.
If you showed me a smoking gun, I'd say, you got me. And when the Wells report came out, I think you weren't with us quite yet. I sat right here the day it came out and I said, you got me. He's guilty, because I didn't know enough. And then as I started making calls and doing my homework, I found that Tom Brady is saying that's a flat out lie. And that he was willing to fight to the legal death, which he has now shown you that he's willing to do.
Yeah, he's willing to fight.
Yeah.
We're going to see. I mean, again,
so
who cares?
I think a lot of people
We started this block. Who cares on another subject? On the
but remember, the commissioner can die with the lie too, right?
Right, but I mean, again, who's the commissioner's boss? The owners.
32 of them.
Right, the owners. And at this point, I think a lot of the owners would just wish this would go away.
I think they were split last time.
Right, and I think this is very, very convenient of a controversy for these two, for Goodell and the Patriots to be in this, when just last year they were perceived as being too buddy-buddy.
Yeah, okay.
And I just think this was too convenient.
All right.
I just think it was.
Can I make a quick, I said I was going to make a quick statement on Hard Knocks. This is the way, and I haven't watched all of it, but I've watched enough to get a great feel for it. And I like Bill O'Brien. I've talked to him before up here. He's a good guy. I think he's getting a little too full of himself. And you can argue whether he's being completely natural and authentic in front of the cameras, or is he so self-conscious that he's constantly on camera that he's starting to play to the camera. I think he's playing to the camera. I think that whole team is playing to the camera because they are loving the attention and publicity. And I know Joe Buck said on the Fox telecast the other day, Bill O'Brien's becoming a rock star on Hard Knocks. Well, he is. I hope he can live up to being a rock star when the real game starts.
Well, that's what we're going to have to see, because the spotlight is definitely on the Texans. The spotlight is on the #1 player, J.J. Watt, which, the #1 player is on the 16th defense last year.
Who would not have destroyed his cell phone. Right?
I don't know how the #1 player gets that rank.
Maybe down the road.
We'll see.
He would destroy it. All right, that does surprise me a little bit, though, just because he comes from that Belichick coaching tree, that he's into it, because that's not their style.
I guess he was really stifled under Belichick, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, we'll leave it there.
The language. Don't get me started on the language.
Well, that's why it's on HBO.
I know, but the language is over the top bad.
But you know what? I try not to, because I know about being in your work environment and certain things people don't understand when you're trying to get the job done. I mean, we go through that a lot as artists. Being in the studio is something different. Some people come to the studio and they're like, whoa, what's going on? But you need certain environments in order to get the job done.
You do.
And if that's how he is to get this job done, then we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
He likes it. We love it. All right. Another quarterback who is always in the headlines, Tim Tebow.
Uh-oh.
He'll be at the Jets Thursday night, but will this be his last game in the NFL? We'll discuss that when we come back. This is First Take.